Okay, so now we're on the subject of the cost of living crisis. I've applied my own advice to my brownies because I'm about to reopen quite soon. And yesterday, while I'm ordering ingredients, butter's just gone up to £2. So I'm going to talk you through how I've managed to get my costs down. Please do note my ingredients costs are for Carabao chocolate at £10 a kilo. My cocoa powder is $13.95 a kilo. I use Home Pride, free range eggs. So your ingredients cost, don't panic when I start dropping numbers for my ingredients costs because yours may very well be a lot lower than mine. I've made a rod for my own back by creating this gourmet brand for years and years. So don't panic when you see my ingredients numbers. Right. The first thing I'll explain is how I do my brownies. Now, I usually bake in these foil trays. I think they're about 11 inch by 7 inch, something like that, 12 by 7.5. And I normally bake four trays at a time. I produce 4 trays at a time. I have 2 in the oven and 2 sitting on top, waiting to go in. I wouldn't always recommend that when you're baking, but with brownies there's very little rise, so they'll be absolutely fine just sat there for half an hour while your other 2 trays bake. Right. So these trays, last time I bought them, I think they were 50 or 60p per tray, because I buy in bulk. So I cut these trays into 8 brownies. So to compare with yours, because we're all saying price per brownie, but how big are your brownies? My brownies are like the equivalent of 3 inches square. I think they're like 3.25 by 2.75 or something like that. But if your brownies are 3 by 3 inches square, about medium high. I don't do the little skinny brownies, but I don't do big deep ones either. I don't think any of us have been able to afford to do them for a while, have we, the deep ones. So yeah, just for comparison, my brownies to yours. So, my ingredients for 4 trays of brownies, not including any packaging at all, this is just my food ingredients, allowing £2 per tray for the cost of any toppings or fillings. My ingredients come to £28.34 for 4 trays. So I can't really get my ingredients costs down because I'm a luxury gourmet brand. I've considered my own recommendation to use of reducing costs, subbing half margarine, using cheaper brands. But I feel as though I'm going to be taken away from my customers. It's not what I've built my name on doing. So I've decided I'm going to try and get my costs down elsewhere, and it's worked really well. So stick with me. So straight away, I realised people are generally not buying my full trays of brownies anymore. Most of the time when I'm selling brownies, they're in mixed boxes of 4 or 6, all different flavours in a box. So why am I still baking in foil trays? Right, so if I bake in a reusable tray, I'm saving that 50 or 60p per tray straight away. What tin have I got? I've got a 12-inch square tin. Right. Oh, I don't know why my ruler's in there, but this 12-inch square tin will fit double the batch of that tray, right? So that means that instead of fitting 2 trays of 8 brownies in the oven at a time, I'm fitting 2 trays of 16 in the oven at a time. So I'm nearly half in my bake time. They take maybe 45 minutes instead of the 30 minutes. But I've cut that down a lot. I've cut my bake time down a lot. So, I've dropped my cost of the foil trays and I've dropped my electricity costs a lot because they're all in there at the same time. So what else can I do, right? How far can I push this? I may as well produce enough batter for 4 of those 12-inch tins at a time because I know that they bake absolutely fine, having been stood on worktop for what would be about 45 minutes. So I may as well save me time. If you think, before we start baking, spend 10 minutes cleaning kitchen down, sanitising everything and getting everything out, and then 20 minutes cleaning up, packing it all away. If that's 30 minutes, I'm charging £10 for that half an hour. I'll explain my hourly rate shortly. So that's £10 divided by what is now 64 brownies instead of 32, because I've only got me cleaning up once and I'm producing double the brownies. So that part of the price per brownie used to be 32 pence per brownie just for my cleaning up time, and now it's 16p because I've saved that time. So now let's consider electricity. So we're told we're going to need to pretty much double what we're charging for it. But the oven used to be on for say 70 minutes, but it's now on, including preheat. Now it's on for about 95 minutes, including preheat, for double the amount of brownies. So that electricity part of the cost per brownie has now been reduced by about a third. So we've saved on time, we've saved on power. So the total cost for me to produce my now batch of 64 brownies, my 4 12-inch tins full, the ingredients are £56.68. I charge £5 from my overheads. I charge £2 an hour based on producing stock for 20 hours a week. So that £40 a week goes towards electric, water, insurance, marketing time, internet, that kind of thing. Your costs may well differ completely to mine, so please don't go by that number. I charge £50 for 2.5 hours of my time. Right, bear in mind I'm slicing them up, so it does take me more time. But this might seem high, but bear in mind minimum wage is almost half of that. It's £9.50 an hour minimum wage at the minute. So if I'm charging £20 an hour, that's because we work quite a few hours a week on non-production time, don't we? We need paying for that time, doing as admin, shopping, research, all that stuff. We don't get holiday pay, sick pay, maternity. We don't get employers' national insurance contributions. We don't get any other perks or bonuses. We don't even get a cup of coffee for free, do we? So this is skilled work that I've been doing for 15 years. If I was to work as a pastry chef for somebody else, I'd be wanting £13 to £14 an hour. That is what I would be expecting to get paid for my quality of work. So it might sound a lot, £20 an hour, but it covers more than just my standard wage. Like I say, we don't get all those other benefits that we'd be getting if we're working for an employer. So I then charge £1.50 for either a cupcake or a pizza style box to hold 4 or 6. Whether it's 4 or 6, I just charge that £1.50. Because the four I'm losing my voice. Those 4 cupcake boxes don't cost much less than 6 cupcake boxes, so I just charge £1.50. Lined with a bit of grease-proof, all stickered up with my allergen sticker and my branding. I charge £2 for a 12 cupcake box. Just please note, I buy all my packaging in bulk, so I may pay a lot less than what you're paying. To all of this, I then add on my 10% profit. That's the business's money that gets reinvested back into the business. I buy new tools with it, courses and classes, that kind of thing. So if I was to continue baking 32 at a time in the foil trays, they would need to be £2.75 per brownie. By lowering, that's at my current rates, right? So by lowering my time and overhead costs, I can now charge £2.15 a brownie. For gourmet high-end brownies made with expensive ingredients, right? I'm not going to charge £2.15, I'm going to charge £2.50 because that's what we're already charging. And then I don't need to put the prices up again in a couple of months. That's what we're up against, isn't it? Every few months we're panicking because something else is going up. So, yeah, we're already charging £2.50. They're getting exactly the same product. All it is I'm managing to make more in my time. So the savings on my hourly rates, the amount of time I'm working, and the foil tray, they've actually more than offset the increase in ingredients and power costs for me. So if you could add this to any of the other ideas that I shared yesterday, like using half margarine and half butter, or using basic eggs instead of free range, some of these tips might suit you, some of them may not. I'm just trying to throw as many ideas out. Some of them might click and save you some money. So if you're only baking one tray of 8 brownies at a time, get batching, right? Your freezer is your friend in this business. If you've priced your brownies based on producing 1 or 2 trays of brownies at a time, by doing bigger batches, you're working less time on it and you're saving what you can here and there. That'll help maintain your prices, maintain your earnings. So it's more about trying to maintain those current prices, or just recognising that, yeah, you do actually need to put them up. You've got to do these costings. Right, so to sum up, please don't copy any of my timings, any of my costings. Yours may vary massively. I work really fast. I'm really focused. I kind of get in the zone, and I've been doing it years, so I know I don't. I'm not delicate with anything. I know, how to get everything done quickly. So it might take you twice as long. Your kitchen might have a floor twice as big as mine. It's going to take twice as long to mop, So you're going to pay different for your overheads, your ingredients, your packaging. You can't escape the maths. So as usual, if anything don't make sense, just let me know. I know my brain moves faster than my mouth sometimes, and vice versa sometimes as well. So do just ask me out if you need anything clarifying. Thank you.